biggest advantages I have found to blended learning is that it helps students be engaged. It has increased student engagement for me in a lot of ways. I think it's important to stay current and relevant, and students spend a lot of their life and have experienced a lot of their life in an online setting and using technology. So being able to blend traditional classroom type things with something where they're using technology and being more interactive has been really advantageous, I think, in my classroom. Some students thrive who would typically not thrive where they're expected to maybe call out answers or speak in front of the class. And I've seen students become much more engaged when they are able to interact through technology. I have noticed this a lot, especially for my students with special ed accommodations, where they can find their strength and maybe see some things in a different way or see things in multiple ways, where they can see it and hear it at the same time and maybe go back and see it again and go at their own pace. That's been really great for my special ed students. Another advantage of blended learning that I found that I didn't necessarily anticipate going into it was my ability to have more one-on-one interaction with students, with individual students. So whether it's they are working on a quick 10-minute activity on their Chromebooks in class, and I can go around and individually talk to them while they're all occupied, or whether it's providing them feedback one-on-one individually through some online platform such as Canvas or something, where they can get meaningful feedback on their progress or their learning. Whereas before I started doing blended learning, it was difficult for me to have a one-on-one interaction and give feedback multiple times a day or even at all throughout, maybe a unit or a day, and know that I've touched every single student. I like the one-on-one conversations that I can have where I can give feedback, they can respond, and the interaction doesn't have to be contained within my short class period a couple of times a week. Mathematics can be so much more visual and conceptual if a student can manipulate something on their screen and see it and engage in it, and then also have a conversation about it. So using both approaches has worked really well for their understanding. This is an example of somewhere I might have audio directions as well as written directions.
This quiz will take you out to another website and ask you 4 questions about circles.
It's really helpful for students to see and hear directions sometimes, or if they have trouble reading directions or understanding, hearing the directions or having me read the directions has really cut back on a lot of questions that I would get that I thought were self-explanatory in the text.